IVM.
Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of the second season of Football Shootball. We're calling this Thus Bahane because Shivram from the weekend until now has given us already 10 excuses for Arsenal's performance. But I mean, Sapre, why are you dancing, man? I know nobody can see you, but why are you dancing? Are you dancing to the song?
No, I'm dancing. I'm looking forward to the Thus Bahane that Shivram's going to give. And B, also because we were stuck earlier, which is as per your feedback on this video. So trying to ensure there is enough movement, at least on the podcast, if not on the clubs that we support.
Oh, you're in a mood today that I can tell. This is going to be a surprise special. What got me thinking was, is this Thus Bahane the same, that song in that movie, Thus, with Shahid Kapoor's father, where Thus Bahane karke, whatever, Abhishek and Zayed and all? Yeah?
Yes, that is the exact. Well done, Karthik. You're brushed up on your Bollywood. Very well done.
So that movie only had a bomb in a Canadian stadium, right? And Sunil Shetty was a Canadian cop. I mean, when I Google Thus Bahane, why does some remix appear?
Because
Bollywood.
I think they have good. Because they had a good remix. They have a good remix, man.
But wait. This song was when I was not.
Yeah, this song was
younger.
No, this song was from a time where there was a lot of these remixes happening. Like basically people took very early, like 2-3 years Purana songs and movies and redo it. Now they take some like 30-year-old movie and redo it. But overall I'm happy it took you just one season to start having these Bollywood conversations. Very nice.
No, but that is one of my favorite movies. I mean, the scene where Abhishek is leaving at the airport and he's crying. I forgot who's his father. Sanjay Dutt? Or he's
Sanjay is not his father, man.
Not his father, his buddy, right? Like something.
Yeah, they're like cops.
Yeah.
He's like the main cop. Like, I don't know, what is the main cop called? DCP. ACP Pradyuman. Main cop. Daroga.
But that was nice. The twist at the end there. Spoiler.
Don't say what the twist is.
That's a Kaiser Soze level twist, okay?
It's actually 9 bahanas they have. They don't have 10 bahanas. That is the
twist. Okay, because we've spoken so much about Bollywood, we're going to go into a break. But listener, it should also give you an indication that, I mean, none of us, I think, watched a lot of football this weekend. So we'll Google a bit and we'll come back right after Amit's messages.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So it's been a great week on the network, as it almost always is. Let me give you a couple of highlights that you should definitely check out. Chiki Sarkar was on This Round's on Me with Gauri Devi Dayal. Great conversation. I think you will really enjoy that. Shlok Ramachandran of our new show, Millennial Athlete, who guested on one of our older shows, Football Shootball. He's a big football fan in addition to being a professional athlete. So I think it's a really interesting connection. And they had a great conversation about football just generally. Nankari, our new show about Indian food, hosted by Sadaf and Archit, talk about laddus this week and basically, how awesome they are. It's Diwali week, and I think that's an apt conversation for them to have. On the Wire Talks podcast, Siddharth Bhatia has a great conversation with Dylan Mohan Gray about his work on Bad Boy Billionaire, specifically around the Vijay Mallya episode. Definitely check out the conversation if you want to know more about that. And finally, let me recommend the Edges and Sledges Cricket podcast this week. They take a look back at the IPL 2020. They go over the final, Delhi versus Mumbai, and how that played out. And they also create their dream IPL 2020 fantasy team. Do check that out. I think you'll enjoy that as well. And with that, let's get you back to your show.
Okay, so welcome back to Football, episode 10 of season 2. Thus Bahane. Shivram, what are your excuses or your excuse for... I mean, Arsenal drawing with Leeds, actually, you shouldn't be made to give excuses, right? That's the level that Arsenal are at.
Yeah, absolutely. There is no room for excuses. Apart from the fact that I sent you a screenshot where it said Arsenal... they weren't putting Arsenal down at all. Like, this is the level that Arsenal is at. Arsenal escapes with 1 point and all of that.
Yeah.
It was now at this. I think what has happened is that Arsenal are still being held to the level that they once were at. They're not there. They haven't been for the last 15 years. So now they're a victim of their own past success. Now I honestly remove the one. I have zero excuses. there are no excuses. It's just a bad game. Like, they don't play well. The Arteta, I'm sure he'll eventually, year and a half, and maybe even a year school of thought that Arteta is not a manager. He's best as assistant, and maybe they should just get Pochettino. Now I subscribe to that thought. It looks like he's a good assistant manager. I think he's great to, when Pep would run to him and make like a thing, and he'd react appropriately. I think that works very well for the cameras. But कोई manager ले आओ तो फिर मजा आए, because then you won't have players like Pepe. And I quote Sapre here, if you are not available for selection, then you won't have to worry about starting. I think that's a very well put phrase. जब खड़ा ही नहीं है line में तो pick कैसे करोगे?
So much energy wasted on Pep's cone picker, who is Mikel Arteta.
Wow. How dare you talk about Aguero like that?
Who was that? Who was it? Ian Wright said, right? If Arteta was managing a team like United would have been title contenders, if not champions. I mean, I don't know.
Actually, both don't have good players.
God knows. When you were talking about Arsenal, all I could do in my head is switch Arsenal with Manchester United. It was so real. It was so true what all of us are going through. But best defense in the league you still have. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Worst offense also you'll very soon have. With the fact you can't
Alexander, lack of threat.
Lack of threat.
That's nice. That's nice. So Arsenal, basically, Shiva, you're saying you don't need any bahanas for Arsenal. I'll tell you what, another team that has proper excuses, Sapre, is Liverpool. I mean, they have so many injuries, they have 10 bahane ready. But the thing is, they don't need to use even a single one of them, right? Like, they just keep winning, notwithstanding that 7-2 freak.
Yeah, Diego Jota, it's already turned out to be a signing of the season, probably. And no one would have thought last season, I don't remember, at least on this podcast, not that of course we speak for the entire footballing community because we are experts and pompous and megalomaniacs, but we never spoke about Diego Jota having that kind of an impact if he goes to another team. I remember one of the episodes we spoke about, which is that one player from some other team you would like to move to some different team to make it better. And I said Shaqiri and you guys gave me grief. But Diego Jota to Liverpool has been just fantastic. And all of us were looking forward to Thiago, but it's just Jota. They have more injuries than Bahane, you're right, Karthik. But they're still doing well. I think Klopp has already put his hand. Didn't he say that we'll not finish this league with 11?
Yeah. So they've been constantly trying to be, what Shivram said about Arsenal, they think they're living on their past. Liverpool are trying to have those excuses ready that they're living on their past, but they don't need to because they just keep winning. And this is Leicester, Shiva. Leicester have been playing extremely well over the past, I don't know, what is it? Except that post-lockdown period a little bit. So I think over the past year and a half, and Vardy usually does well against the other big six teams, right?
Leicester, I mean, I can't say how well they've been doing. I just have one fact. They're fourth in the table with 18 points. Leaders are, of course, Tottenham and Liverpool tied with 20 points each. So they're literally second in the league if you think about it. They're just 2 points off the top. So this would have seen them go right up top. It didn't. But that doesn't mean that Leicester are bad, or for that matter, Liverpool are bad either. You're right. They're just, making sure the excuses are there if the cards fall in a manner which is different. On Jota, I think he was a fantastic player at Wolves. Maybe you didn't see enough of him because he would start and then go off at 60 or, be subbed on at 60. He at some point in time in last season, I remember he was an FPL dream because he would get goals on the regular and sometimes for, I think, 10 or 12 games, more than Jimenez. So for what I thought was just shrewd Portuguese business, and because, Liverpool have to now dig deep, looks like he'll get the chances. He's scored every game, hasn't he? The last 4 or 5 games.
I don't know, the way you say Jimenez is it Mexican or Marathi? Like, it sounds very...
Is it Jimenez?
It's cute. No, but what you're saying is correct. But it just sounds very Mumbai rather than Mexico.
I'm from Mumbai. He's not from Mexico, is he? He's Portuguese.
No, he's Mexican. But yeah.
He's Mexican?
Yeah, he's the one.
He's pretending to be Portuguese.
I mean, I'm guessing they're all Latin names, and Latin people. So it's. Yeah,
I think you're confused because it is in that Wolves team, probably.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Every other player there, Ronaldo will also come soon.
I mean, what is Daniel Podence got to do with Portugal? Tell me. Like that, this doesn't make sense.
Podence. They say Podence.
Podence.
Oh, that makes it Portuguese.
Yeah, Portuguese.
Puddens. Got it.
Okay. So Liverpool are there, but for me now, this is for me. We've spoken once about Liverpool, about Arsenal is done and dusted. I've been telling you all week on week before we had the international break as well that Spurs are genuine title challengers. And Sapre told me very clearly that this is the time when they're going to fail. They have come back now. They played Manchester City, albeit a struggling Manchester City who just can't seem to score goals. But that was a statement win, Sapre. Son scoring. A 2-0, a comfortable win at the end. Lo Celso coming on and scoring within a few seconds of coming on. Jose Mourinho is going for the title.
Yeah, well, I don't really want to believe what you say. Nobody wants to believe what you're saying right now.
No, but aren't you getting a bit? Yes, I don't know. I'm getting a bit like, okay, the old Jose is there. It's there somewhere. Yeah,
he is there, but he's managing a club called Spurs. Okay, and they've got some kind of players and a certain kind of mentality. So, I mean, if you are going to talk about title contenders because they're in the top 4 in the first two months of the Premier League, then I don't know what else to say.
By that definition, though, Fulham should get relegated.
No, Fulham are out of the relegation zone. I don't understand how you can bring that as a comparison. Boo!
But how much further are they? No, they're 18th.
Oh, they're in. Burnley did something yesterday. What? I didn't watch.
Yeah. Burnley did whatever they did. Burnley 17th and Fulham.
Damn it!
Burnley won.
Oh, Burnley won. No wonder. I mean, fluke victory.
Even Burnley won.
No, but Fulham has 4 points, man.
Hold a bit. Spurs, just like Fulham, who doesn't need so much of our time, but because Karthik picked up that point, they're playing well, no doubt. I think he himself said that he'll sleep very peacefully tonight. The last time he said that is when he beat Man City 3-2 at the Etihad when he was the manager of United. So he likes to beat City. He likes to beat Pep. It brings the best out of him. But then he goes and plays the likes of Sheffields and others, and he'll come back to what it was, which is the United manager in his second season.
You guys are forgetting. They lost to Royal Antwerp 1-0, by the way. Everton beat them at the start of the season, again 1-0. And then against West Ham, they had a 3-0 lead, which they drew 3-3. So it's not like it's all roses. And I might be very pessimistic because, again, it's Spurs.
But one thing what Mourinho has done nicely is most of his players at least do not play international football. So Lucas Moura is not going to get through. Gareth Bale, he plays for Wales. It's okay. Kane is the only one. Son,
and about Kane as well, Sapre, you may not have seen the international. I don't think many of us watch too many. He basically roams around for England on that field, hoping to avoid injury. He knows England have already qualified for the Euros. This Nations League is anyway, I mean, whatever he does, Belgium are going to beat them to that final position. So he's just roaming around the entire 90 minutes over there, knowing that I am not getting into him in a single tackle. It's brilliant to see. It was brilliant to see this 2 weeks. Harry Kane.
So lovely strategy. Typical Mourinho strategy.
Yeah, he would have been told, Yeah,
just loiter around and come back. And then there's Lo Celso, who might not get a chance with his nation. There's Ndombele, who I'm not sure. So most of his players are not going to play international football.
I don't think Lo Celso or Ndombele go. That's a good point. Yeah, and yeah. But then again, doesn't that give them an edge, Shiva, an advantage? Because I know there are no international breaks now, but maybe this 2-week gap would rejuvenate the likes of Dele Alli, who's taking brilliant one-handed catches as cricket practice.
I think what I could only hear is that Arsenal is on the other end of the spectrum because our main striker is sleeping on the airport floor after his international game. So I think Arsenal has suffered a lot. But unless something goes incredibly wrong, and that could mean anything from COVID to an injury, and for God forbid Kane has to see one of those days again. If that happens, because it's a very frail team, if you think about it, there are not many like-to-like replacements. Bergwijn is great, but I haven't seen him do much. Same for Dele Alli, he's in and out of the team. There is no second tier of players who you can immediately fall back on like Jota, right? So that might, if stuff does go wrong, that might come back to bite them.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But then next weekend, is it next weekend, Sapre? Yeah, they're playing Chelsea. which is, I think, a contest between second and third or second and fourth, something basically in the top four. It's
Doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani will happen.
they're pretty close to each other. Chelsea are doing well. We have to give them some credit, as much as it hurts deep inside to say that Lampard's doing a decent job. He is doing a decent job. Suddenly, the defense they're not conceding goals, which is shocking. I think it's shocking for everyone, including Chelsea fans.
And not Kepa though. Kepa's not shocked at all. They've let in one goal in the past, I think 7 games or 6 games, something, which is roughly the same amount of time that Arsenal have not scored a goal from open play. So very similar teams.
It's very weird, right? They had a two-man midfield pivot with Jorginho and Kante. Now they removed that, so there's less defensive cover.
Yeah.
And he's playing Reece James and not Azpilicueta, which we thought would play slightly more than Reece. So he's playing Reece James more. So with if you can say on paper, a slightly weakened defense, they are not conceding goals. So it's really ironic in that way.
Yeah.
Probably they're just too stunning going forward. They're just very fluid, and the number of players in the team who can score goals, I think will put the other teams at the back foot. Probably that's another reason why. I don't know. We'll have to check the stat of how many shots taken. And
should everyone get Ziyech? Ziyech. Should everyone get him, FPL or otherwise? Because he seems to be... I mean, he started.
He is. So I think he's doing a good job being that being that supporting striker role, because Werner tends to drift off to the wings, and Tammy plays center, or Werner plays center, and there is no Tammy in the team, so he gets the rebounds and he's getting those shots outside the box. He's a good buy, especially at his price point, which is 8-something million. So
8.2, I guess. So.
Yeah, so compare that to other premium midfielders in that space, I think it's a good investment. Like a Son is 9.5 for reference.
He's good. A lot of the game also flows through him.
Yeah.
Through Ziyech. I mean, they seem to be creating chances only through Ziyech, or it's either Chilwell or James, right? Putting in like crosses from the... But it's I think he would be a fair pick. Okay, let's move on from Chelsea, because we'll have to talk about them when Spurs thrash them over the weekend. So we'll come back to them next week. What else happened? I mean...
Everton, let's talk about Everton.
Yeah, Everton had a fluky victory over Fulham, 3-2.
Let's leave it at that then. Let's just shout out to DCL. He has the most number of goals in Europe, barring penalties, from open play basically. He has 10 goals, which is number 1, followed by none other than Lewandowski, who's at number 9. So he's better than Lewandowski at today. Like today, he's better than Lewandowski on paper at least. So just, putting it out there.
And I think Everton, they needed this win, right? Weren't they coming off the back of like 2-3 losses in a row?
They had a couple of losses very, very recently. And I think this was more important for Ancelotti to say, okay, everything's not, done and dusted. They drew against Liverpool last, if you remember, which was 2-2. They lost to Southampton, they lost to Newcastle, and then they lost to United. So 3 losses back to back. And which is why they needed a win. And I mean, if the only way this could have been better if it wasn't Fulham, it was West Brom. But they will take whatever comes their way.
Also, this was the first match for Richarlison, right? After 3 matches, so
yes, after
playing the front 3, and Doucouré and Allen, everybody was fit.
I think the only person missing was Coleman, but everyone else was fit. So maybe once Coleman comes back, they'll have, I think they're good. They're looking good at least. They're playing well, and they're in the table. They're somewhere in the table. I think 5th or 6th. They're 6th in the table, 16 points. So just 4 off the top. Anything can happen between now and, because now there's games every week. So I'm really excited for that. And the next international break is in March. So we'll be doing this every week. I'm kicked this football.
No, so another team in the top 10, just are Manchester United separate. They have squirmed their way to 10th position after, I don't know what to say, victory over West Brom. I mean, I didn't really watch it. I heard it was bad. Like a few of our friends, you and I both know them separate. They were holidaying. They were having a brilliant time of it. And then this match came on TV. And the next thing, we're getting photos of people just having slept off, not even passed out. They literally just slept and snoring.
Yeah, I didn't even feel bad. I actually felt good that they did that. And you thought you'll embarrass me by saying all of that dull game. But, I've been embarrassed before by this club. There's nothing that you can say or do to make me feel worse. Very hard fought 1-0 victory. We could have conceded at least 2.
De Gea saved your ass.
First home win of the season.
Arey, your home form is back.
Form is back. And now we're playing the Champions League tonight at home again. So that would be great. So back-to-back home wins. Yes, we are back.
We are back. Is a complete opposite of the game. I watched it. Oh my goodness! Except the 5 minutes of controversy where the referee overturned a clear penalty, where Bruno, of all people, didn't. I mean, he caught maybe a little bit of the ball, but he went through the shin of the player first. So, I mean, the point is not that you get the ball. The point is that your intent has to not be to foul the player. If you go through someone's legs and then get the ball, I mean, that is still a foul. You hit the player first. So, he overturned that, and then he gave a penalty on the other end. And then, of course, the keeper was off his line, which Bruno missed. I was holding my head because I captained Bruno, of all people. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. I captained him. And then I realized that United will get to keep retaking until they score. So, which is why if you look at, like, all the managers there at the touchline, they're screaming their heads off, they're screaming at the fourth official. You look at Ole. He is sitting, I think, 10 rows up. He's playing something on his phone, which he looks up, which is exactly how I watch United games. And he knows everything's been taken care of somewhere. It's very fishy and nothing seems to bother him.
You are just jealous because we could score 1 goal in a match, okay?
No, I mean, credit where it's due. Out of the 2 penalties you took, you scored the second one. I think the referee was also running out of patience. And the keeper had a lot to say about Fernandes. Because he saved that one, and credit to him for saving that one. But he clearly jumped off the line. So his tweet said that maybe the others, the player who's taking it, shouldn't get to hop, skip, and jump. I think that's a little unfair. How does that bother you? Focus on the ball. How does the run up really bother you?
See, I think staying on the line is also so harsh. I mean, they just give it.
That's harsh. That's really harsh.
This is just, it's anyway unfair on a keeper, these penalties, that you're making it even tougher. You know what you should do? When they blow the whistle, both should just charge at the ball however you want. Do anything.
Like NHL.
Yeah, just.
But aren't penalties meant to be scored? So it's like saying like IPL is a batsman's game. Of course it's a batsman's game. It's 20 overs, score as many runs as you want. That's why there are cheerleaders there.
But I'll tell you what. Yeah, goals are meant to be. Correct. I mean, goals are meant to be scored, obviously. Duh. I'm just saying.
Penalties are meant to be scored.
Yes. So going about penalties, I'm saying it's more thrilling for a viewer if it's missed, right? Then you can abuse. Then you can what a save. Otherwise, I mean, strikers get the easy way out throughout. Like,
you know what a penalty means, Karthik?
Yeah,
like the word penalty.
Correct. Yeah, okay, fine. You're supposed to penalize the other team, which you have by not having a defense and only having the keeper save. So you can't make additional rules to the keeper, like you're chained to the line, your leg needs to be one toe has to be on the line, etc., etc. I think you're making it even tougher.
Yeah, that's the point. It has to be tougher, which is fine. But I'm saying the fact is they're meant to be scored. So you can't have that on both ends. Like, it's fine. Let it go. It's not like VAR. So it's fine. Or it is VAR.
No, I don't agree, but fine. We can let that go. Yeah. As long as nobody gives Fulham penalties, because we aren't scoring any anyway.
Oh yeah, you got one that we forgot that. What happened this time, Karthik? Walk us through the problems that you faced.
I tell you what, Premier League, if you all listen to this podcast, please don't give us penalties. Any referee who listens, just don't award it. We'll probably get a goal out of in that scramble in the box or something like that. Like, give us a corner instead.
You are the opposite side of United. So United gets to take until they score. You get to rotate your players until everyone has not scored. I like the balance that is kept in the universe.
Yeah,
if you let's say you reach a cup final for whatever reason and you play a big team, you might get it to penalties, right? You might show resilient defense, everything else, you'll get them to penalties, but then you eventually lose.
I'll tell you what, it's not exactly reaching a cup final, but it's probably bigger for Mitrovic. It's just not for Fulham. Again, Serbia played Scotland in a Euro 2020 playoff. Now, Serbia are favourites. I mean, they have some really good players there, and the Scotland were not. So, Serbia had a 90th minute equaliser and went to a penalty shootout. Scotland haven't reached a major tournament in 30 years. The decisive penalty. Who steps up? Fulham's Alexander Mitrovic. It is bloody saved by the keeper. This is during this international break. Scotland qualify and Serbia are out. So this curse of Fulham and players taking penalties is not just restricted to Craven Cottage and the Premier League. Like it's going all over.
Don't be the king, be the kingmaker. Which is why Fulham is in a position of power. I like it. They are making Euro 2021 happen.
It's 2020, Shivram.
I mean, whatever. It's next year, anyway. You can call it whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It's in the year 2021.
Okay, so I think we're covered with the Premier League. Let's get to some FPL. How do you guys do? Let me open my team by the time. I think Sapre must have done well. It seems like he's doing well constantly. Today, I think, Shivram, you shared some league table where he was third or something. And I was a little bit shocked.
That's an internal league, so we won't.
And this is the same guy. Has that minus 45 been already given to him?
No,
or they're going to give it late? Whatever when he did his wildcard nonsense?
All of that has happened. I actually didn't do very well this week. I'm literally average. I'm literally average. Game week 9 points, average score 55. Your score 55.
But you're better. You're always below average. This is your high score.
Yes, that is also true.
He's done very well. He's just being modest, which is atypical of. When I say atypical, I mean not like a United fan. Just for United fans to make sure they understand. But he's done really well. He's gotten a lot of his captaincy choices right. He's gotten his defense right. He's stuck with James like Lampard. Who would have thought? Even though he called him Recky James, he still got it right. Very nice.
Well done. Yeah.
आदमी अपने काम से पहचाना जाना चाहिए.
Correct.
Right.
Very well done. I think a lot of people went with Fernandes as captain, and they got a lot of points. Then the other option was of course DCL against Fulham. I mean that was a no-brainer. I actually switched last minute because I thought Bruno will get a lot more goals. He should have, for all intents and purposes. He didn't. But the beauty of FPL is that Fernandes, with a clean sheet, played for 2 minutes, got all the bonus, ended up just 4 points short of the difference if you had captain DCL. So not that bad. DCL, of course, got 2 goals. Werner got an assist. I mean, God bless Werner. He has tried everything he can do to miss FPL points, but somehow he still ends up getting an assist.
Seriously, he could have broken all FPL records in his first season in England.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But I think he will create a record for missing the most number of points in an FPL season, probably.
So bad. I had Mane also. Mane continues to not score points. The only person I think who I really liked getting points was McCarthy, who's the keeper for Southampton. I think he's very dependable. This time what I've done is I've just stuck with the one keeper, not wasting any transfers until I do a wild card. And he's done really well because I'm not expecting him to keep a lot of clean sheets, just like everyone else. Lamptey got sent off, but that's okay. Kane, again, just a single assist. I want more than that because he assisted Lo Celso. Those were, I think, some of the highlights. Man City, all the money that you spend on Man City is basically useless. I think it's time you start diverting those funds. Salah's not negative anymore.
He's in fact linked international.
No, sorry, not negative is wrong. He's not positive anymore.
Oh, okay.
He is now negative. So he's actually available for the squad. So if you've sold him, sucks. If you've kept him and just benched him for the week, he will be back next week. And I think there are a lot of points to be had in the coming week. And number 1 on my list is the team which plays Fulham. Leicester City. They are, like we said, they're top 4 right now. Vardy is firing on all accounts. I think there's just that one game where Leicester got like 4 or 5 goals and he didn't get anything. That was unfortunate. But against Fulham, I think this is a major opportunity. If you're willing to, triple captain him, this is the time. And triple captain is a burden because it plays on your psyche the whole time that you don't want to waste it. Get rid of it this weekend. It's your best shot. Leicester's at home. Fulham's, they're always away even when they're playing home. They're never good. So this is your opportunity. Chelsea and Tottenham, I think both clean sheets will disappear. United play Southampton, so maybe stick with Bruno for a couple of more weeks. Everton play Leeds, so another high-scoring game. City play Burnley at home, so maybe stick with them for one more week. I don't know what you guys think. The last shout-out I have is Liverpool versus Brighton. I'm expecting another goal fest, even though Brighton have turned up, although they will miss Lamptey for the next game. What do you guys think? Any shout-outs, any picks you guys have?
Yeah, no, I think the Everton Leeds game is going to be a goal fest. So I'm sure most of you have DCL, probably get in a Richarlison, or if you want to trade a midfielder, you can get in James Rodriguez. That would be a good game. If you have Bamford, I think you should keep Bamford. He gets a lot of chances. He also misses a lot of chances.
Yeah.
So Leeds play in a way where he's very involved in the game. So keep him. There is always a chance.
He's also cheap. So maybe he gives you value to invest elsewhere.
Yeah. And he's played under this system before, so there is no chance of him being injured anytime soon, which is what happened to Callum Wilson, who was playing so well. Probably made a lot of FPL teams, and unfortunate. Now they have Joelinton, who actually scored a fabulous goal, right?
Yeah. I think you're confusing Joelinton with Haller.
Oh, Haller, sorry. Yeah, how can Joelinton score? No chance.
I know what you're thinking of. I immediately know what you're thinking of.
Yeah. Got it. No, but I think a double up on Everton. And I don't know. Arsenal look good, yeah, defensively. What do you think? Best defense. Do you think we should take some Arsenal players? All of them got good points, yeah.
Good points because they've repelled all these shots somehow. The bar got the man of the match anyway. If you want to join our league, the league code is H3OMYA. That's H3OMYA. Go to fantasy.premierleague.com. Put in the code H3OMYA and you can join us. And I think it's a million others who you can compete with. I'm doing okay. I'm in double digits. I'm in the high 80s. Sapre, where are you in the league?
Oh, I fell off. I'm also I'm exactly 70th right now, Shay.
Hey, not bad. Karthik, where in the millions are you?
215.
Oh, wow. I like when Karthik tells us where he is, so I know how big the league is now. Like how many people...
and there's going to be 1 point where Karthik's rank is going to be more than Karthik's total points.
Oh, that is funny. If such a day comes to pass, we'll send Karthik something as a gesture of goodwill to bringing up the rear end of this league. But very nice. I think I'm very excited for now that it's continuous football, a lot of FPL, a lot of chatter. So I'm looking forward to...
now until March, right? Like I think now with Christmas period and everything, it'll be
insane. It's holiday period. No one's anyway going anywhere.
And I don't think anybody's understood what these norms are in the UK in terms of Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. But apparently they'll allow a few thousand people in certain grounds from December onwards.
ठीक है. Ghamasan Yudh.
It won't make any difference to our lives. Really. I'm getting used to these fake sounds. The templates that come through the studio. I'm pretty good with that. It's nice to see a delay.
Fair.
Yeah. So let's break and few messages from IVM. Yeah. Let's do it.
Are you looking for India's most awesome cricket podcast? Are you now tired of listening to the same old guys drone on about cricket everywhere? Edges and Sledges is a weekly cricket podcast hosted by 3 fans of the game, Varun, DJ, and myself, Ashwin. It was established in early 2018, has over 60 episodes now, and is of course now proud to be on the IVM Podcast Network. Each week, we get together from 3 different time zones, the USA, the UK, and Singapore, and we talk about things from the world of cricket, with a focus on Indian cricket. We often interview special guests from all around the world, including former cricketers and cricket media personalities. So check out Edges and Sledges, the cricket podcast, now on the IVM Network.
Okay, welcome back to episode 10 of season 2 of Football Shootball, thus Bahane. The Indian Super League started, guys, over the past few days. So, we're not going to cover it in detail, but go check it out. It took a while, but just before we recorded, finally an Indian player scored. It's not a great thing that it took 6, 7, whatever it is, number of games for an Indian player to score. But well done, Anirudh Thapa, and well done, Chennai and FC, who are currently top, but every team has played just one game except East Bengal, who haven't played as yet. So we'll come to the league when it gets a bit more interesting. Now, what happened across Europe? What's happening with Barcelona? Why is everyone complaining? Like Messi
You're complaining. You just keep talking about Messi for some reason. I don't know what your fascination with him is.
Fine. Forget Messi. Let's go to Italy, where the old stars are dominating. Ronaldo scored 2. Ibrahimovic scored 2. They're the two top scorers in Serie A at the moment. So there is something special happening there, or is it just a place where you go and retire?
You go to Rotary Club and you see a 50-year-old man scoring, you're not surprised. It's okay.
Where are these places you played football, Ray?
No, but it's damn impressive that AC Milan are finally reaching a level that we remember them from when we were younger and had clearer skin. So
deep cuts.
Yeah.
Deeper than my
on the
pores.
skin also.
Deeper than my pores.
And in the Bundesliga, my favorite league, Bayern Munich were held to a draw. Dortmund surprisingly won, and Haaland scored 4 goals. His coach forgot the number of goals that he scored because his coach, he came off the field, Shiva, and his coach Lucien Favre is going to him and he's showing 3. Okay, like he's pointing like 3, 3, 3. Then this Haaland is like, no, 4. I scored 4. He's like, you scored 4? Oh, when? So
this is the worst PR piece that has come out of any league.
Lovely. The beauty of Bundesliga.
Amazing.
Manager doesn't care.
3 goals, you scored 3 goals. No, I scored 4 balls.
Pakka, highlights.
Oh my God, terrible story.
Yeah, so that happened. I mean, he's superb. United wouldn't mind having him. Then we'll see how much you complain about him.
Why don't you talk about Pepe's headbutt? We completely didn't talk about that.
But that wasn't a headbutt. Like that was it was a hair brush.
What hair? Pepe and hair?
Oh yeah, Pepe, right?
It was a hair brush. Did you say it was a hair brush and not
like your hair brushes? Yeah, but you're right. Pepe doesn't have hair, and I mean, he's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, with so many cameras and VR, why would you do that? Like, I remember the conspiracy theory. I don't know if it's true, but Materazzi basically abused Zidane's sister or something.
Yeah,
and which is why he lost control. But no story has since come out of what did the Leeds player Alioski, right? What did he say to Pepe?
Apparently, they didn't say anything, right? If you see, there is video of 2 minutes before, and this guy was constantly harassing Pepe on the field. Pepe just couldn't get away from him, basically, trying to make.
But every player, so Pepe should headbutt every player, every team.
But I think someone made a very good point on the Star Sports programming. I forget who, one of the experts there. They said this happened after halftime, and I'm pretty sure, I think Shearer was the one who said it. They're pretty sure that Arteta bajowed Pepe at halftime because his first half performance was non-existent. So Pepe already went in there with he was extremely heated when he went on the field, and then he couldn't even get space to receive the ball. Forget getting the ball and then failing at doing something. He couldn't even get the ball because there was no space, and it just,
That's a good point. But at least it was consistent with his previous performances where he started at 60 minutes. So, I mean, it was pretty, he was non-existent anyway.
No, Karthik, all this is just trying to clean up the Arteta's part. You remember how City players also act when they're losing?
Yeah.
Right? This is Arteta. You remember it happened against Brighton when Mope and who got into a fight? Shiva,
Windowsy. So and you're right, Sapre. When Windowsy got into a fight, like that time everyone was taking his happiness. When Turney goes and gets into a fight, look at that spirit, that passion. Future captain. Just because he's Brit doesn't mean he has to be captain material.
Arteta will come out and say, he should apologize, he's stupid and he shouldn't have done that. And unprofessional and everything else. And then he's the one who's asking him to do it. Typical Man City behavior. That's the only... You're going to get their arrogance, not their style.
So, and their money. We don't have the money also. Guys, we played. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Another club that doesn't have money is Sapre's second favorite club, Atletico Madrid, who have today announced that they are 1 billion in debt. So I'll tell you this, when our dear friend Karan complains about on WhatsApp saying, Barca don't have money, he is not telling us the whole truth about what everyone else is doing. So that is a lot of debt, right, Shivram? When you are $1
billion.
Yeah.
Even in what is that movie? Which Mike Myers plays, Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me. He goes, $1 million is the most that a guy who's ransomed the moon is asking for. They're $1 billion. You know how many? It's 1,000 million.
Now you know why they were pressing Barcelona to pay up for Griezmann.
Yeah, they really needed it.
Is that money?
1 billion minus 50 million.
No. little from here, little from there, we'll get. No? Look at Thomas Partey contract. I'm sure once the details come out, Atletico would have sold him some 300 million, I'm sure.
Arsenal would have said, we'll pay you over the next 60 years.
So what surprises me about Atletico, so I never thought that, but then again, Diego Simeone is the highest paid manager in the world. That was a surprising fact to me. I thought one of Mourinho or Guardiola would be. But Simeone gets, I think, about 30-40% more than these guys also, which is shocking. Something like
how
40.
much does a manager get paid, man?
Simeone, I think, gets 40 million a year.
Wow.
So what you're saying is probably average for a top tier manager, but Simeone really gets a lot of money.
So that is why you started doing your coach job.
I mean, I can try and be as aggressive as him. I'll take Sapre as my number 2.
What is your pay grade? Now you're coach D license?
Volunteer work for little kids in the building.
You take their lunch basically. You sit with them and share that lunch. But okay, anyway. So do we have any more? You don't want to talk about Barcelona? There's no need. I mean, fine. Go ahead. Talk to them. Talk about them losing to Atletico anyway. So.
Yeah, okay. So considering we brought up Atletico and their debt, at least they're happy. Whereas Barcelona and their significant debts and their significant players are unhappy. Messi, for some reason, came back from the international break and he's complaining, saying that these tax guys are coming to me at the airport. What am I? So I just came back from Argentina. Can you give me a break?
Arnab of Barcelona.
ED aa gaya, Republic pe aayega.
He's the Arnab of Barcelona, I'm telling you. They're asking me for money. And he's saying, I don't want to play at Barcelona. And then later, City, I got a report saying, Barcelona, we are not interested in Messi anymore. ये क्या करते रहते? एक दूसरे को phone कर लो ना. ये PR में क्या बात करते हो?
And then Guardiola extends his contract at City by 3
Correct.
years.
Yeah. अरे Guardiola wants as much money as he can ना. Like that makes sense. अभी खराब हो गई टीम, मैं ठीक करता हूँ 3 साल में. तुम रुको, अभी तुम देखते जाओ ऐसा. He must have said something.
So I'm a bit cynical about that Guardiola increasing contract. He usually doesn't do it. I think
usually goes to New York.
Yeah, he would take a year's break and then come back. I think his advisors have told him, if you take a break now, especially after how last season and this season went for City, I don't think there'll be many suitors.
You'll end up at Arsenal, Pep.
Yeah.
Reunite with your assistant.
Yeah, and with this now fascination for all these clubs to get ex-players who are recently retired, I think this
company is waiting in the wings.
That's maybe he can come and manage Mumbai City FC.
Which is why he's extending City ka contract, saying any city you give me, I won't go to Mumbai City. ऐसा Cooperage में Pep दिखेगा तुम्हें.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's
pass के line में.
गाड़ी का इधर पार्क किए सर, ऐसे थोड़ा चलाने.
3 नंबर का ब्रिज कौन सा है सर? Lovely. Why? So now Messi is a 1-year problem for Barcelona. It's okay. They've already got rid of Suarez. Now Messi will leave next season. Piqué already is injured. I mean, they'll balance their sheets. I mean, like one year of struggle.
I'm not worried about the money. It's like they don't have players anymore. Like who is playing? They're not playing very well.
They have the Dembele is there.
The guy's hurt
Griezmann
again.
is there.
A new signing from Juventus.
Pjanic. Yeah, he's a decent. I mean, but yeah, okay, we can talk about Barcelona when they absolutely start to suck. They're still at the United level of around 10th, so we'll still give them some.
When they get to Arsenal, we can talk about them.
Yes. Let's do that. Or in fact, even City, because City are also doing so badly these days. So.
Or Arsenal is doing so well, which is like City level.
But expectations, Shiva. So it's
That's also true.
Yeah.
It's very heavy on you.
I want to do too much of random stupidity is happening. So let's close this episode.
I thought you were referring to United.
No. Shish. Good topics. And on a good note. And on a high note. By the time this episode releases, the Champions League week would have gone past. I don't know which is the other interesting match apart from Inter Madrid. There is none, maybe.
So most groups you'll probably get teams that are going to qualify after this round.
But correct.
The likes of Liverpool. Yeah.
But so Inter Madrid 3rd and 4th in the group, right?
Exactly. And in that group, whoever wins, whoever loses, whichever match, nobody is going to qualify. Nobody's going to be eliminated. That's the best group of this season.
So you mean there's more games left for people to decide? Not nobody will ever qualify.
I mean, yeah.
It's a group of death, matlab below hi mat.
Yeah, so that's there.
Yeah. So Atlanta, Liverpool are playing, but Atlanta is not at the level that they were last year, is what Karthik has told us.
No, they aren't at that level. And I mean, but even if they see Liverpool, even if they beat them, they'll qualify. Then it's that between Ajax and Atlanta. Like the match that they'll have next week will probably matter more than what they do against this apparently injury ravaged, not doing so well Liverpool side who seem to be beating everyone except Aston Villa. Yeah.
Salah is also bad.
Let's forget all of that. Let's do predictions. Inter Madrid. Madrid just drew against what? Villarreal they played? Karthik, who did they play this weekend?
Yeah.
Villarreal are a fantastic team, dude. They have Unai Emery as number one manager.
Of course, the third in the league, I guess.
Yeah.
Before, but I currently don't know. Like Sociedad are leading.
So they are sucking. They suck. Inter are not doing as great. I hope it's a good match. I don't want to waste this. What I hate is football every day and then this. Like yesterday there was football, but I'm not going to be up watching Palace playing some other random team.
But like Sunday night football nahi dekhte ho aap.
Yesterday was Monday night, Ray.
Correct.
But your impression of Ranveer Singh is not very good.
No, it's excellent. Very endearing.
Sunday football. He was better.
Inter's going to win that match against Madrid is what I'm saying.
Madrid is going to thrash them 4-0.
Chalo, let's see.
Yeah.
Karthik
obviously,
Barcelona matches going forward.
Obviously Inter, because Lukaku plays for them. I'm not going to choose anyone else. Yeah.
Andhvakt. Do you put it on Twitter? You see the new platform or what? Twitter.
But it's apparently not new, no? It just became public today.
Whatever it is, it's called Twitter. Swadeshi Andolan 2.0. When was 1.0? Oh, back then. Oh, got it. 1947, a love story.
Hey, yesterday, I went on this Reddit.
What an event.
What all crap is there on this site, man?
You've never been to Reddit before, huh?
I mean, first time I think I went to these dark corners slightly.
Dark corners?
Like, and not just the homepage. But
don't
there
is the dark web ever. Because this is not the dark corner.
Not the dark web. Like on Reddit, people seem to think that they're kings, man. They say anything with impunity.
Yeah, that's the platform.
Oh my God.
You will find more Fulham fans there, Karthik. If anything. I'm sure there's a Fulham subreddit which says Fulham is best, we love Mitrovic. There's a subreddit for everything under the sun.
It's a hipster social platform. What else do you expect?
Yeah, these guys don't even know what has happened since they've sat in their tutors. You go to Reddit, it's very nice, it's very informative, it's a lot of fun.
I used to like all that, but yesterday I saw some really dirty stuff, man.
So don't click on dirty stuff. No? Just because there's an ad on your laptop because you've gone to questionable sites doesn't mean you click on them.
Yeah, correct. No, so what I did was I wanted to read just generally about conspiracy theories. It turns out this r/conspiracy is not about these theories. It is about how currently everyone's fooling everyone in the world, These proper QAnon, whatever that is.
QAnon, yeah. That's the more recent conspiracy, no?
Yeah, so I went to think I'll read some historical stuff, what people have said about it.
It's not Wikipedia, Ray.
They were so boring. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. You can toot about it.
The world disappointed you. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay. The Champions League tonight will bring all our moods back. Okay, so we started with the Bahane. We're finishing with Twitter. And after this, you can hear where you can reach out to us on our actual social media platforms. So until next time.
So if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media handles. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I'm Fickleberry Hun on Twitter and Instagram. That's Huckleberry Finn, but Fickle.
If you want to reach out to me, I am Sapre on Twitter and G Sapre on Instagram.
You can reach out to me at iRant, which is IYERANT on Twitter and Instagram. This is Football Shootball. Recognize.
Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman, and now Cyrus Brocha. Okay, probably not in the right company. I mean, Don Bradman is Australian. But it's called Cyrus Says, a wonderful show about everything. Find the show on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset and everything sport.
So tune in to the Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.